Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Eye Doctor UK podcast. This is episode 12 of the weekly podcast that we do every week, with it being a weekly podcast. This one is going to be more of a continuation of last week because Alex forgot to do the mics properly, or I knocked the mic and it didn't get picked up on, so we lost all the good stuff. So that's why there were no viewers on it from last week, because all the good stuff was at the end of the episode and muted. So hopefully this will be a good one. So the purpose of the show last week was to do some questions that had been compiled, not from you guys, but from Alex and Nathan, I think. I don't know if he had anything to do with it. But I'm just going to continue with them. So just in case it's a bit like stop-start, I just wanted to let you know that we've come into the shop this morning to an infestation of like really big, fat, like proper meaty flies. So we're just tackling them all. There's like about 10 dead in toilet. And probably, I don't know, we've probably done 20 in here. Yeah. Man. Anyway. So if I was on death row, my last meal would be, I remember, I did answer this last week. And I don't know, like, everybody always chooses steak and lobsters and things like that. But I can remember one time, I were on death's door rather than death row with a hangover. And I went down this little cellar into this little beer cellar in Hamburg. And we had the best meal that I've ever had, and it was just like this plate full of German meatloaf, sausages, mashed potatoes, sauerkraut, and all the nice German stuff. And they came and brought beer to your table in a keg, and they tapped it on the table as well. So it was, yeah, that would be my choice. I don't know what the name for it is, but maybe a German sort of Sunday dinner. That would, yeah, definitely. I would choose that. German meatloaf and yeah, that kind of stuff. Real nice. It'd have to be probably specifically from that place. It might not even exist, that place, but I definitely imagined it or dreamt it or something. What is your go-to karaoke song? I think it's Frank Sinatra, Mac the Knife. And he showed them pearly. We're not actually singing. Only joking. Only joking. You might have been. I've got brown eyes, so it's not Frank Sinatra. Just in case you were mistaken. Next question. Do you go to the gym? Yes. Yeah, I go to the gym, motherfucker. You're a joker, mate. You're a joker. Yes. So the guys get a bit on my case. But I've doubled the intensity of the gym this week, so I'm not just going once a day, I'm going twice, just as part of a new diet. But this isn't the eye diet show, it's the eye doctor show, so we're not going to talk about that. But I do talk about the gym probably too much, but hey ho, what can you do? Next question. This is my favourite question. Would I rather fight one man-sized badger or 6 badger-sized men? So, man-sized badger or 6 badger-sized men? I already know the answer to this. I've already talked about these things, and I'm trying to remember what I said last week, but I think I came up with the most logical answer, right? Badgers are proper rate hard and rate tough. Like, have you seen the way that they dig a hole in the side of a hill or something like that, right? Badger will fuck you up. And if you've got a man-sized badger, he's going to be double hard, isn't he? Like, badgers are quite big anyway, but like human-sized, you're probably like 2 or 3x in the size of the badger. So, he's going to be hard. Now, the other way around, the 6 badger-sized men, that's like fighting 6 kids. You've got to ask yourself when you're answering a question like this, would you rather brag about fighting 6 badger-sized men, so 6 kids, or getting fucked up by one big badger? It's about bragging rights on this one, and I would rather fight one man-sized badger and get beat up by it than beat up 6 badger-sized men. And that's how it is. Because, like, look, if you had 6 badger-sized men, you could just, like, one sharp volley and you're taking them all out in one, aren't you? One roundhouse kick and they're all gone. Or one man-sized badger. And even if you came off not half bad, then you've got something that you can brag about and talk about for the rest of your life. Or you could hide in shame because you beat up some kids. there's your answer. I think that was just all the questions. You can tell that it's been a slow week in terms of thinking about this podcast. Like, normally we talk about phone stuff, but evidently we're just going to talk about random shit today, which is fine by me. Like, I could talk crap all day long and just literally, it's even better with beer. But it's not happening. I'm so distracted by these flies. I would love to fucking walk him to come over here and I'll fuck him up with this remote. Oh, that went bad. Thinks he's playing fucking Key Stage 2. Round us! I'm proper focused on this one now. Come on. Oh no, remote's fucked. Anyway, moving on from Flygate 2024, I am going to answer some of your questions. So Viper Babe 2000 said, do you have to remove the screen or is it just out of convenience? So that's when talking about replacing the battery on an iPhone SE 2020. And what I always say, whilst it's so tempting to just rip the battery out when you've got the phone sort of propped open, so you've got it like that, I mean, and you could just reach in and pry the battery out or pull the pull tabs. But the chances that you're going to damage some of those flex cables what are attached to the screen is quite high. And for the sake of the, let's say, 2 minutes total time to remove and reattach it, you've got to replace the seal anyway because chances are that's got bust. Or it's just not worth it, is it? It's not worth the risk. So, yeah, just take the screen off. Honestly, it's not worth breaking the screen and it costing you money to replace it. That was a good one. I know you definitely hit him. So yeah, always remove a screen when you're replacing a battery. I've tried it before, and you think you're saving yourself time, but then it's gonna cost you time and money if you break the screen. That would rate it. So John Carr has asked a few questions in this one. I'm gonna keep it brief this week, and I'm just gonna choose one out of them, and it will be: what's your thoughts on Apple's right to repair program? I mean, Apple don't have a right to repair program, do they? Apple's stance on right to repair seems to be pretty poor. So we'll just call it Apple's repair program. It's all right. Like, the self-repair stuff is great but the only problem is that it's not sort of retrofitted for the older devices. So you can't order parts for the older devices, which, all right, we can live with because it's better than it was before. I actually posted a video last week of a iPhone 15 Pro Max screen replacement using one of the self-repair parts, and it went well. The instructions were, well, I didn't use the instructions, if I'm honest. You have to sign a little disclaimer to say that you've read the instructions, but if you scroll down, similar to reading terms and conditions when you sign up to any service online now, you just scroll through them, sell your soul. Same with the instructions, but I did make a video about it, and you can watch that if you click on the link here. But yeah, I think it is good that they make the parts available. The parts are expensive. I don't know if they're making money on them or they're just generally expensive, but it worked out that it was actually cheaper to get the screen from Apple than it was to get it from some of our suppliers anyway. So at the end of the day, yeah, that was the better option, and you've got a calibrated, we call it calibrated repair. I did see something maybe this morning or last night where something about like the parts pairing being made illegal in the state of Oregon. So I don't know how that moves forward for the rest of the world. So like where it gets I need to read the article fully. It was literally a headline what I saw, and I've not had a chance to have a look at it. Looking back, it would have probably been a good idea if I know that I'm going to record a podcast to have something to talk about and something what I've researched. But you know, that's just how my life is, really. I think about other things sometimes, believe it or not. Let's read the article and move forward. But my thinking is that they're not going to make an Oregon version of the iPhone. It's going to be universal. Like if it just takes one state, country to change. Like if the EU said we need to have it like this, then that's how it's going to be for the rest of the world. Saying that, there is a country what still ships with a power adapter, isn't there? So I don't know. We will see. We will definitely see. So yeah, so I'm just going to choose one of those questions just because I've got loads of stuff to do, John. But I appreciate, as always, you taking the time to comment. Mr. Cooper says, Coops360, is that the owls I see on Nathan's knuckles? Wah, 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 ... Alex. Yeah. Nathan's an idiot.
He's a pig.
And yeah, Nathan's an idiot and he's a pig. That's all we know. He's not much else. No, it's stupid that he got owls tattooed on his knuckles. I don't know why, but I mean, everybody does silly things once or twice in their life, don't they? I've done more than one or two silly things, so yeah, and had silly tattoos, so I don't know. What can you do? None that silly though. And in terms of, I'm not bothered about football, so I'm not getting involved in wah 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 or Sheffield United, UTBs and wah wah wahs and what do Spurs say? Yeah, Coys, isn't it? Coys, that's it. Come on, you Spurs. And yeah, anyway, moving on.
Just let him go. We're going to repeat it next season.
Alex actually said that United are going to beat Wednesday next season, so there you go. You've heard it here. Twice as well, because they play twice, don't they? At least twice. A new world record. Moral of this story. Okay, so on TikTok last week, I posted a video, and it was really good, I thought. And I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast last week, but let's actually talk about this. I've got a new toy. Let me go and get it. I'm going to show you. So yeah, moving on. This week, I've had some success on TikTok, and basically I've got this little POV thing. I've not got my phone because I'm using it to film. But the long and short of it is it's got a MagSafe ring on it like that. So I'll put it around my neck and then stick the phone on, press record, and then just record these customer interactions. We already record stuff on CCTV. Obviously, that's not for posting on social media, but it's pretty simple. Hit record. If something interesting happens, say to the customer, do you mind if I post this on, I record. Obviously, I'm polite, and I would never, ever post like a negative interaction, I don't think, maybe. There's not been one yet. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to defame somebody or post defamatory stuff of someone online. Instead, I just like to, unless they like stole something, I think you're allowed to do that by law. If they steal or commit a crime, then you can do that kind of thing. But I've got loads of like really, really big plans for this. The reaction on TikTok and even on YouTube has been really good, which has been great. I've started posting the shorts on YouTube, which I've not really done much in the past. So yeah, the reaction to that has been brilliant. And where I was going was that somebody had posted this comment saying, moral of the story, back up your photos. Which, yeah, it makes sense. You do need to back up your photos, but sometimes people don't, and that's how we stay busy. There wouldn't be loads of interesting videos to record if a lot of people didn't, if they just backed up the shit. So we thank the people who don't back up their stuff from the bottom of our hearts for bringing us interesting stuff to repair. So yeah, anyway, this woman came in and her daughter had been in hospital for a long time. And she'd got loads of videos and photos that she'd taken from the time, and she thought she'd lost them because there was a power rail failed on the NAND lines. So I think it was a 3.3 volt or a 3.3 line or a 1.8 line. And it had failed, and it had got a short circuit, and it was getting hot like it does. And we made this nice video. And then we got the customer's reaction. She was buzzing. The next comment that I'm going to talk about is from her. Leah said, I cannot thank you enough. I cried all the way home. I'm still in shock. So like that was because we did these nice POV videos, and I'm going to carry on doing them for a long time. And it's a lot easier for me to record. A lot of it's just like straight off the bat. I'll be like, oh, you know what? That was great. Bam. Turn it on to record, and we're good to go. So yeah, it's been great. And then on the same video, somebody said, what a piss take, Apple couldn't even fix their own product. I mean, come on, Apple are a phone sales company. They sell phones, well, a technology sales company. They sell technology. They don't repair technology, although there is a little sideline where they do. Their general sort of thing is to sell you stuff. So you remove that capacitor and it still works fine. I wonder later what the next issue will be with it. Probably nothing, in all honesty. Danny UK 2021, you fucking know it all. You know, I love posting TikToks because like 99% of the reactions what we get on it are good, like generally good. The other ones are controversial because they'll be calling somebody else out in the comments, or just like proper stupid comments as well, like just things what you would not believe that people would notice in a video. Somebody spotted it, and somebody's said it, and then somebody's getting rinsed for saying it. So that fills up 99% of the comments that we receive on there, and then maybe 75%, and then the other 25% are from somebody who knows better, better than us. And I'm like, yeah, so if that's true, that's great, but like, I don't know what they get out of it. They just get a thrill. They just know-it-alls. So I think that just about wraps up this episode of the iDocs UK podcast. Hopefully, we recorded a fart at the beginning of it, and we can use that as the ending. If not, this is the end.
Well, that one is, yeah.
Flatulent.